Hello, everyone. We are here today in this episode of Encore Echo to talk about, again, Blacks in STEM. It is Black History Month. We are celebrating not just this month, but all year long. And I've invited a guest, Naomi Guerrero, who has been a colleague of mine for years. Naomi has over 20 years of experience in computer science working for IBM, but has also taken on additional roles there, which I will let her explain. And I'm just so happy to have her as a guest today. Naomi, welcome.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you having me today. I guess you want to know a little bit about me. So,
Yes,
I,
please.
you know, I can dive right in. So currently, I am the adoption and change management leader for the enterprise performance platform. I know that's a mouthful. But essentially, what that means is in my current role, I help our internal users implement and adopt our platform. And why that's so important and essential is we have data and insights from across the business. So, from sales and marketing and support. And that's extremely important because we can help our internal users learn more about our external users' storyline, right? Get a deeper understanding of how externally our customers and clients are moving in the marketplace. And it's so important to make business decisions to understand that. I feel like I have the best role in the company because it's so dynamic, it's so versatile. I get to work with end users to understand just exactly how they're using our platform. I'm at the forefront of new technologies like AI and how our users are sort of popping AI on top of our platform to be able to use it most efficiently. But also on the back end, I can provide user feedback to our development teams and to our product management teams to ensure that we are meeting our users' expectations. So I really enjoy what I do. It is multifaceted and very dynamic. So,
I love it. Okay, Mama in STEM. Like we love some STEM up in here. Okay, I have a question regarding that because Naomi, I mean, what you've done and your success and your trajectory is unique. I mean, you've probably visibly seen that within IBM, just being
mhm.
a Black Afro-Latina woman. So my question to you is, what inspired you to jump into a STEM career? And then also piggybacking on that, what challenges did you face on that path?
Yeah, so I love that question. So, in order to answer the question, I need to go back to the beginning. And I was born and raised in Oakland, California, a very diverse community. I was raised by teen parents. I was raised by aunties and uncles and grandparents and essentially the village around me. It was that community that instilled in me that I could accomplish whatever I put my mind to. And I
Yes.
always felt that way. And I feel that way today. And that's what I pour into my children. And that's what I pour into any young person that I encounter, that they can do whatever they put their minds to, push through to succeed, stay humble, but continue to push through. In terms of computers, I think I was exposed, I remember vaguely in middle school, shout out to Claremont. In middle school taking a computer course, and
Mhm.
all the computers were running DOS.
My God, DOS. Wow.
DOS. I mean, no graphic user
Yeah.
interface,
Uh-huh.
just black and white and
Yeah.
commands.
Yeah.
But that intrigued me. The structure of it, the logic of it really did capture my interest.
Mhm.
And it wasn't until later, until I went off to Tennessee State University, where that passion for computers reignited. I just fell hard for programming. It was that structure again, that logical approach. You know, your input will give you the output and you'll run into errors, but you could troubleshoot that. The troubleshooting nature of programming also got me. And
Now,
I
wait,
was,
Naomi, to stop
yeah.
you just quickly. Okay, at Tennessee State.
Yep.
Did you have, because we talk to people all the time, and sometimes it's an independent decision, right? You're at Tennessee State, you're at school, and you're like, oh, I learned something new, and I'm going to just roll on with this.
Hmm.
But sometimes it's like you've got that group or those peers who are also pushing you along. Was this the case at Tennessee State, or was it more of like independently, you just were like, this is fun. I want to do this. Like how did that spark set?
I love that question. So it was a little bit of both. My peers in the computer science major, we all pushed one another, but honestly, it was one professor who
Okay.
who showed an interest in me and really let me know that this was something that I could build a career on. And his name was Dr. Ali Sekman, one of
Okay.
the smartest people I had ever met. I mean, I think he had like two PhD. He has two PhDs. He's still a professor today just because he gets so much passion out of teaching.
Wow.
But I remember he was offering a Java course and I had signed up for it and I did amazing. And then he invited me back for a 2 week summer course, which there were only a few of us that got invited back for a 2 week summer course where we would then take the Java certification exam. And he basically said to me, you can do this. Like, this could
Mhm.
be your career. And
Mhm.
I started to believe that, and I really enjoyed it. So I think it was a combination of, my peers, us, the small group, we
Yeah.
were pushing one another, but also Dr. Seckman, who believed in me.
Oh my God, I love it's just what we strive for at Encore, right? Getting professors in the room that look like them so that the student feels empowered to continue and thrive in a STEM
Hmm.
career. So that is just
Yeah. And I want to say this too. He always held us to a high standard, right? There's
Mhm.
a misconception that the standards are lowered. It's not. We take the same, for example, Java 2 core certification that every other person took, and we were able to pass that course through his guidance, right? And help in learning the language. So he held us at a high standard. And
Mhm.
because of his belief in us and, his teaching, we were able to be successful.
I love that. The formula of education, empowerment, faith, and then keeping the bar high. I mean, I think that formula, we can continue to push that through our teaching, I think that's going to help so many of our students. And I'm so excited for what we can do, right? So the next question I have is all of this is like without people to stand on, we don't have a forward movement. So who are some of the pioneers that you looked at as you continued on? So you now have your degree and then you start to continue on and you're in the real world and you're working for IBM and you're working for other companies. What are some of the STEM pioneers that you have looked at to continue moving forward?
Those hidden figures. I mean, those individuals that are doing the work behind the scenes at NASA and even at IBM. There would be no mainframe system without those hidden figures. I mean, I just can remember, the buildings at Tennessee State University being named after, just various hidden figures. And I was thinking, gosh, they look like me. I could do this. Right.
Yes.
And so it's hard to point to just one. I think the paramount takeaway here is I saw myself
Hmm.
in them. And so therefore I knew that I could succeed in the field.
Hmm.
That's the key takeaway from the leadership down to the names on the buildings. I
Hmm.
saw myself, and
Hmm.
that was the key takeaway for me.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, being at an HBCU, that offers that energy and it gives such inspiring motivational energy because there's all these people there that help look like you and they can help you thrive as well because you've got that energy around you. What would you say are some great resources for some students to look at, or even educators? Should they help their students pursue a career in a STEM field?
Mm. So the first thing I would say for any person or person of color that is interested in pursuing STEM is you need to find someone that a role model with a career path that you are interested in. And the only way you'll know about these individuals is maybe doing some research on LinkedIn,
Mhm.
right? Or across various university websites. But you can learn by just doing your own research and identifying individuals that maybe have a similar path as you, right? It's not a one person or one size fits all. It's, this, say, Dr. Seckman, he started out from humble means and he was able to continue to educate himself to rise into a position to where he's now pouring into his students. Well, I saw myself in that. And
Mhm.
so I would say to individuals interested in the field to do the same thing.
Mhm.
Find those folks that have walked, and it's not one journey, right? You can look at
Absolutely
across
not.
multiple journeys, but there's been a person that you've seen where you say to yourself, wow, I think this person is similar to me. I could do this. I could accomplish what they've accomplished. So
Mhm.
that's sort of the advice I would say. And also, don't be afraid to get a mentor.
Mhm.
Get a mentor at various levels in your career. You have to, those mentors are going to provide you with such valuable information around, you know, next steps or how to communicate at different levels in your career. So, first step is find a mentor. It doesn't matter what their title is, find one.
Absolutely. And that just, I mean, that resonates even when you're adult, right? Like we have teachers right now, we run professional development shops. And within those professional development sessions and courses, we have mentor-mentee relationships because we know the value of that. So again, to Naomi's point and to everyone listening, that let the mentorship carry you throughout your career because it's so important whether you're pivoting or whether you're continuing on and you want a higher leadership role. It's just so important to have that, especially within a STEM profession. Well,
100%. I'll give you an example really
yes,
quickly. It
please.
just made me think of it.
Yeah.
I was a part of a management assessment program early last year, and I had asked one of the program leaders who actually started the program to be my mentor. Her name is Monica Logan. She's an African American consulting vice president. And I just asked her for a bit of advice around, moving within the company and how do I approach leaders. And I explained to her how I had planned to do it. And she stopped me and she gave me a bit of advice around the language I was using. And essentially, she said, you need to make it worth their while. So, why would you be valuable to have on their team? What value do you bring? Just a simple tweak of language,
Mhm.
right? That's the value a mentor can bring to you because they've walked in that path. So they can explain to you like the best approach to any situation that you may encounter. And so I found that so valuable because then moving forward in conversations that I had after that, that's how I framed it. Like, here's why you need me on your team. Here's the value I can bring.
Wow, I love that, Naomi. That's so powerful and it's just giving me chills. It's so impactful to hear. Are there any other words of advice you'd like to give our educators out there or upcoming STEM professionals or STEM educators?
I would say encourage and support your young people because they don't even know what they're interested in. Encourage the conversations, give them opportunities to share their ideas, right? Give them opportunities to attend free webinars, right, that you may hear about. You don't know that they're interested or not interested until they can be front and center and attend. But the biggest thing is support. And it goes back to what I said to you earlier. The community around me made me feel as though I was a superhero and I could do anything I put my mind to. If you pour that into any child, they're going to feel that way. And so
Absolutely.
that encouragement is so important.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. And if people want to learn more about you, where can they find you?
I'm on LinkedIn. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I believe it is LinkedIn/Naomi Guerrero. But don't quote me. Just do a quick search for. Naomi Guerrero, and I'm happy to chat further if you'd like.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Naomi.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. Bye.